What's up, everybody? Welcome back, and I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. Go ahead and check them out, as always, in the description to this video. So I don't have my green suit, don't have one, but I do have a green shirt for you guys. It's a 5-star map for yesterday. We're going to go over that first. DFW area got hit yet again, so this is, one of a few 5 stars you guys have had this year. Great year for DFW hail, and then into today there is another chance for Texas hail. It's making its way towards DFW. We'll see if we can get into the city, but some areas in central Texas are likely to see some pretty large hail today. And then into tomorrow, more for Texas. Again, DFW, you guys are in it for the 3rd time in a row, and potential for the southeast to see some severe hail as well. So getting into yesterday, recapping everything, a ton of reports across the nation, particularly the southern plains and the southeast here. Starting out in Colorado, we did see some severe hail that moved through the area for Denver area as well as down south of Pueblo. But then once we move into Texas, that's really where a lot of the bigger action started here. Amarillo is finding every way to avoid large hail. So these severe swaths didn't go into the city, but it went around the Amarillo area. But DFW did not escape that severe hail into yesterday for a lot of the areas through Frisco and like north of Dallas. Let's just take a look here at our 5-star map. So here's the areas that got impacted. Now again, there's lots of swaths to go through Texas, but these two were the most impactful by far, going through Louisville, going through the Highland Village, the Colony, all the way into Frisco, just north of Plano, and then through Royce City as well with that large hail. Now both of those did baseball-sized stones. The one north of Louisville did have a 4-inch report off of it. That was very isolated, but again, baseballs from both of these storms through the area. Lots of homes impacted, 227,000 homes impacted from those storms. If you guys want to know more about the maps, you can scan that QR code up above me to get a demo of our products, or give Frank or Brandon a call, and they can let you know how to get access to those if you don't already. But if you're looking for that map, if you already have our product, the map name is Flower Mound, Rockwall, Highland Village, Texas Hail. You can find all that good stuff from yesterday right there. So check that out, scan the link or scan the QR code, and then check out the link in our description again if you don't have those products quite yet. So that was yesterday. Here's DFW into today. We've got mid-70s for a lot of us through McKinney, through Fort Worth, into Claiborne. Got some cloud cover, and then out to the east here, we've got some rain starting to move through from this complex that's been moving through into this morning. That's going to continue and potentially continue to fire up storms along it. And then we will get some as well further east in Texas. This is kind of what we look like for the rest of the nation. Again, just got this big band of cloud cover and rain from this low pressure system that's moving through the northeast. Here's what we look like in terms of temperatures, sitting in the low 60s for Fort Wayne, so back into springtime weather, even though we're starting to scoot towards the summer. But then the rest of us are sitting in the upper 70s through Atlanta, 90 degrees down in Houston. So again, Texas, the whole southeast here, you guys have plenty of that heat left, plenty of instability to go around for the coming hours to continue those thunderstorms. So there's our low pressure system right now. And again, going to continue to spark storms through the southeast and as well as the east coast into today. Texas, you guys are on the west end of where we could continue to see those storms developing for today. And then into the coming weeks, or the coming days here, patterns really shifted from the past couple of weeks. Now we've got one low that's lingering through the northeast, bringing storms out that way. Got another one that's moving in through the Rocky Mountain west by Wednesday. That could continue to spark storms. And these lows are actually moving through, so they're starting to move east. What we had kind of blocking us the past couple weeks was there's no shift in pattern. It was just a big ridge through the central plains and a couple of lows that were not moving through the west and east. Not like that this week. We got this one moving out of the way. We got another one swinging through, and so with that, we'll potentially see more storms popping up through the east as well as the south for the next few days. Check out that instability. Again, when you're along the Gulf, you get that humidity, you get that heat streaming in pretty easily. So with that, you get really high CAPE. Again, that's convective available potential energy. That's how much lift there is to push storms up into the atmosphere and potentially get hail. So we got those really high values working through West Texas, through Central Texas, and into the DFW area, all the way through like just south of Jackson, Mississippi. And then we've got enough along the East Coast to continue sparking those storms into today. It's going to linger, kind of taper off overnight, and then pop back up into tomorrow morning. There we are by 4 p.m. Again, we got some pockets of really high instability through East Texas all the way into the southeast for tomorrow. So yet another chance at that large hail, and then again it kind of tapers off overnight. So looking at our storms for today, we do have a risk for Colorado as well as parts of Texas. So getting into that in a couple hours here, we'll see some isolated cells developing just to the west of 25. So if you guys are in like Pueblo or Denver, you got a chance to see some large hail with that. Then as those track off to the east, now we got this guy. The models have been very consistent showing storms developing in central Texas. It's how far east they can track. That's the question for DFW into today. So if you're in Abilene, you got a pretty solid chance to see in or around the city some pretty large hail with this initial storm development. Remember how much instability is out in central Texas. This guy's likely to do some pretty large hail. Then tracking off to the east, you see it split. See a bunch of supercells coming off of that. But do they make it into Dallas? By 8:30, looking pretty good. And then this model run shows it not going into the city. So we got to watch as this continues to develop. Some models have been putting it into Dallas that far. Some have not. Again, the instability is good enough for hail out there. It's just, can they make it into DFW? So then out east, we'll see this band continue tracking through Arkansas into Louisiana for tomorrow morning. And then we'll see yet another round of storms off of that. For southeast, we got more very scattered storms developing all the way from Mississippi up into the Carolinas and even farther to the northeast. Any of those could potentially produce some severe hail in the $quarter to $half size range. It's going to be pretty scattered through that region for today. Then looking into the northeast, we've got this whole complex from that low pressure system. So we will see more storm coverage up here. If you guys are in Philly, you got a chance to see some high winds with this band, as well as a couple of stones reaching some larger hail sizes, maybe ping pong balls through the region, through Norfolk, through, again, the coastal Carolinas into today. So tying all that together into today's hail forecast, you got a chance to potentially see some, again, very large hail into today. Up to baseball size is on the table. Again, it's just, can that reach any population centers? So we're watching areas all the way through the southeast as well as the Front Range into today, and there is purple on the board. So watching that. However, our chances are going to be a little lower in Texas. We're getting there. Starting out with Colorado. Low chance in Denver to see any hail, $quarter to $half size possible. Looks like the bulk of storms are going to be near the Pueblo, Colorado Springs area. So tracking over there, could see some maybe ping pong ball sized stones with that as they kind of roll off the mountains off to the east. Amarillo, there's storms actively going on just to your north right now. However, will things make it shift just south, far enough south into the city? It's looking like a low chance right now. Amarillo, again, you're just finding every way to matrix dodge these hail chances. Then down into central Texas. Keeping DFW and Waco on the low end. We talked a little bit about it. I'm not convinced that these cells are going to make it into the city today. But just to the west through like Weatherford, all the way to Abilene, it looks like there's a pretty good potential for storms to track along that highway, producing that large hail in the baseball-sized range or possibly even higher. Then off to the east through Shreveport, through Jackson, through New Orleans, there is a chance to see some large hail, ping pong to golf ball size through central Louisiana and south central Mississippi. But again, it's going to be very scattered through that area. Still scattered once we get through Montgomery, through Jacksonville, up through Columbia, and then up through the northeast. Philadelphia and Norfolk got a chance at a little bit of a larger hail risk through there, and then you got some gusty winds on the table as well through all of those areas. So again, talking about Pueblo, talking about Denver, you guys do have some chances to see some gusty winds through there, as well as from Amarillo all the way into Shreveport. Abilene and now Waco, I'm going to leave you guys both in the moderate. It looks like some storms will be tracking that way, and then as they collapse, you could get some gusty winds moving through Waco as those storms kind of peter out and just push all that air towards the ground. So moderate for you guys out there. Shreveport, Jackson, all the way out east into Raleigh. You guys have a scattered chance at some severe winds, as well as Norfolk and Philadelphia for today. Then there is still a tornado threat into today. I'm doing the forecast because Derek is out chasing today, so stay tuned for his coverage. He's headed down this way to see if he can get any large hail or tornadoes. But out in Colorado through Pueblo, again, you guys have a chance to see some potential funnels or tornadoes tracking through. Should be pretty short-lived through that area. Again, it's this corridor that has the best potential to be producing tornadic thunderstorms capable of large hail and potentially, longer tracking tornadoes with those supercells. So moderate chance for Abilene in or around the city to see both of those risks, and then low once we get to DFW and Waco. Then out east, if you guys are in Norfolk, just to the south of Philadelphia, you do have a chance to see a very scattered and short-lived tornado through that region. Then getting into tomorrow, yes, DFW, you guys are still in it. It's June. This is weird for DFW. This is Minneapolis and Chicago season, but things are staying down south into this week. So watching that complex from, now it's going to be today's storms into tomorrow tracking down to the south. And then those are going to move through Jackson by around 10 in the morning. So if you guys are headed to work tomorrow, or I guess just getting in, it's going to be pretty heavy rain through the city. Possible thunder, possible hail with that complex. Then we're watching out to the east, because as that continues down south, we'll see storms popping up along the outflow of that storm, potentially producing some large hail with that. Look at it working its way just past I-35, trying to make a run at Dallas. Will it develop far enough to the west now? Today's can it track far enough east? Tomorrow's going to be, can it develop far enough west? So DFW are kind of in a funny position for the next couple of days for these storms. But they're expected to track eastward into the Shreveport, Texarkana area with a potential for large hail by around 6 p.m. and then making their way towards Jackson. Should see more storm coverage picking up into the overnight hours through there. Then looking at the southeast, again, there goes that complex, and then we're going to see more storms coming off ahead of that into tomorrow with that chance for hail and wind, making a run at Savannah by around 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. And then it's not over, because we'll see more storms developing out behind that through the overnight hours. There we are by 4, 5, 6 in the morning. A ton of storms developing out behind that, with yet again a chance for hail and wind, potential for some severe weather out of that. So just going to go over hail for tomorrow. It's a lot to cover, so going to leave you guys with hail. This is also going to be true of our wind risk for this area. So watching this into the next 48 hours, but we got a chance for $1.25 to $1.5 sized hail through the Colorado High Plains into Oklahoma Panhandle, and then more large hail out east. Pretty much any of that central area where you're seeing those isolated cells could produce ping pong to golf ball sized stones, and really watching a couple of supercells that are consistently getting rolling here through East Texas and northwestern Louisiana. So for Guyman, low chance for you guys through there, but things picking up a little bit once you get into Shreveport, Jackson. You got a couple of rounds of storms pushing down to the south through those areas, leaving Little Rock and DFW on the low, since you guys are on the edge of the risk for tomorrow, but still in it, so stay tuned. Then into the southeast, Montgomery, Savannah, again, a couple of rounds of storms tracking through, so you got a couple of chances to see some severe hail. So putting you guys in a moderate for tomorrow, and then low for Atlanta, for Birmingham, and for Tallahassee into tomorrow's hail forecast. So that's what we have for you guys for today. I'm going to go ahead. We also had some 3-star maps through Colorado, as well as a few other areas into this weekend and last week. So I'm going to go ahead and post the recaps of those on our Facebook and Instagram stories. So if you guys are curious about those areas, go ahead and follow us there. You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and smash that subscribe button everywhere else. Again, Derek and John are going to try to go live if they intercept anything, so follow us on Facebook and TikTok if you want coverage of that. Then if you want to get in contact with us, again, about those maps, you can go ahead and scan that QR code up above me, click the link in the description, or give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And stay up to date with your weather for the next 48 hours, guys. It might be a busy one for the southeast, but for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.